The morning sun rose over Portland, casting a soft glow on the city as Daniel Carter rushed around his small apartment. His suit wasn't expensive, but it was clean and pressed. Today was supposed to be the day, the job interview that could finally lift him and his 8-year-old son, Liam, out of the struggle they'd been stuck in for years. "Dad, you look like a superhero," Liam said with a grin as he adjusted Daniel's crooked tie. Daniel laughed. Superheroes don't get nervous. But his hands were shaking. This job meant steady income, medical insurance, and a chance to give his son a better life. He kissed Liam on the head, grabbed his resume, and headed out the door. The streets buzzed with morning traffic. Daniel checked his watch. He wasn't early, but he wasn't late. For once, things seemed to be going right. Until the ground began to tremble. At first, it felt like a heavy truck passing by. But within seconds, the pavement cracked, alarms blared, and people around him screamed. A shallow but violent earthquake ripped through the city. Daniel stumbled, bracing himself against a lamppost as debris fell from nearby buildings. Car horns blared, glass shattered, the world shaking like it might break apart. He knew he should head for safety. He knew the interview, his future, was waiting. But then he heard a cry. A woman's voice. Panicked. Trapped. "Help. Somebody please, help me." Daniel spun toward the sound. A section of a brick storefront had collapsed, trapping a young woman beneath fallen beams and concrete dust. People were running, terrified, too shocked to help. Daniel didn't even hesitate. He dropped his resume, tore off his suit jacket, and sprinted toward her. "Hold on," he shouted. "I'm here." The woman gasped for air, pinned at her side by a heavy wooden beam. "Please, I can't move." Daniel pushed rubble aside piece by piece, ignoring the dust stinging his eyes. The ground trembled again with an aftershock, but he didn't stop. His hands bled, sweat soaked his shirt, but he lifted the beam with everything he had, freeing her with a loud crack. He pulled her out just before another chunk of brick wall collapsed behind them. People nearby gasped. He'd saved her life. The woman, trembling and covered in dust, grabbed his arm. You saved me. Thank you. What's your name?" "Daniel," he said, brushing off the dust. "Are you hurt anywhere?" "I'm okay," she whispered. "Because of you." Paramedics rushed over and took her away, and Daniel finally looked at his watch. He was an hour late. His interview was gone. His chance, gone. He sighed deeply, knees weakening. But he reminded himself, "I would want someone to save my son. I did the right thing." Still, the weight of disappointment stayed heavy on his chest as he walked home, his suit ruined, hands cut, tie ripped. When he reached the apartment, Liam ran to him. "Dad, how did it go? Did you get the job?" Daniel forced a smile and knelt. "There was an earthquake. Something happened. I couldn't make it." Liam looked worried. "Dad, are you okay?" "I'm fine, buddy." He hugged him tightly. "And we'll figure something out. We always do." Hours passed. Daniel cleaned the cuts on his hands and reheated leftovers for dinner. Exhaustion wrapped around him like a blanket. He wanted to collapse, but he didn't want Liam to see him defeated. Then, knock, knock, knock. Daniel frowned. It was late. He opened the door slowly. Standing there was the same woman he rescued, cleaned up, with a small bandage on her arm, wearing a business suit and holding an envelope. "Daniel," she said softly. He blinked. "Are you okay? You didn't have to come." "I did," she said firmly. "I owe you my life." She took a breath. "But that's not the only reason I'm here." Daniel stared, confused. "I'm Emily Larson," she continued. "The hiring director for Westbridge Engineering." Westbridge Engineering, the same company he had interviewed for. Daniel felt his heart stop. "I was on my way to work when the quake hit," Emily said. "I was heading to my car when the storefront collapsed. If you hadn't come, I don't know what would have happened." Daniel swallowed hard. "I didn't know." She smiled warmly. "You missed your interview because you were saving my life. So I talked to the CEO." His breath caught. "And," Emily handed him the envelope. "This is your official job offer. Full salary. Full benefits. Starting Monday." Daniel stared at her, stunned. "Are you serious? You didn't just save a life," she said. "You showed exactly the kind of person we want on our team. Someone who chooses people over personal gain. Someone with courage." Her eyes softened. "You're exactly who we need." Daniel's eyes watered. He tried to blink it away, but the weight of the day finally hit him. Emily glanced inside the apartment and saw Liam watching curiously from behind the door. "That must be your son," she smiled. Daniel nodded. "Liam, this is Ms. Larson. She's offering me a job." Liam's face lit up. "Really?" Emily knelt slightly. "Your dad is a hero. And heroes deserve opportunities." Daniel shook his head slowly, overwhelmed. "I don't know what to say." "Say yes," she laughed. He did. Emily handed him her business card. "If you need anything at all, call me. I'll see you Monday, Daniel." As she walked away, Daniel closed the door and sank to his knees, pulling Liam into a hug. "Dad," Liam whispered, "did today end up good?" Daniel smiled through tears. It ended perfectly. For the first time in a long time, he felt hope. Real hope. Because sometimes, the world notices when you choose to do the right thing, even if it costs you everything. And sometimes, life knocks on your door with gifts you never expected.